Birthday Howell, birthday Shy, birthday Howell, birthday Shy. Call Allah Yahweh Allahina Yahweh Shemel Shai B'Shem Kakadash. Bless you Yahweh, and bless you in the name of the only begotten Son Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Spirit Holy. All praises, honor, and glory to our power Yahweh Shemel Shai B'Shem Kakadash, which are uttered in the Paleo Hebrew language that has been returned unto us Hebrew Israelites, that we can call upon our power with one consent. And of course, giving double honors to our apostles, elder bishops, elders, and brothers that are sincere and who are teaching this word in sincerity and truth. And of course, with much diligence, making their calling in the election sure. Of course, giving a shalom to the Israelite foreigners, like it onto the speckled bird that look like the heathen nations where they've been scattered to, but lineage by the way their fathers go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which we try to spirit by the spirit, whether they're children of power, spirit bearing witness with our spirit that we're children of Most High. And the Lord Spirit is truth and such. All right, the words in the scriptures. All right, I am. Of course, shalom to the election. 144,000 men first, which are, of course, first fruits of the Lord, and prophets of the Lord, and out of each of the 12 tribes of Israel, 12,000 men, equating all the way together to 144,000. Of course, you got a great peaceable remnant of believers as well, who are no prophets, but will be delivered as well. These are Israelites, men, women, and children. So we're just going into this wee lesson through the Spirit. Shemya Mappa Neza Mappa, Mayanga Walaka Makanafra, on the Great Millstone Camp, specifically Plaintable in the city of Philadelphia. So this was just brought to my attention. I think the Ak he had brought up this in pretty much in a wee group chat. Pretty much witnessing, I guess, like the startup. Got these this actual, it's like a competition or event, and it's I believe I just had pretty much recognized what it actually is, because back in the world this was a thing, me being very 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 interested in health and fitness, and this would be pretty much an event in which many people would pay to enter, mainly come as groups and teams to go do pretty much a obstacle course, right? As you see, world's best obstacles, pretty much as a challenge to have some type of mirth or accomplishment or something under their belt. It can be like a kind of like a bucket list thing. I did and competed in Tough Mudder, but let's see. I'm gonna see if they even show some of the different obstacles. I'm gonna click it, but you have it. It's actually they got like something like a 5K, 10K, 15K kids. They have it up in the Pocono Mountains. I think that's particularly up in Pennsylvania. They go in different, I guess, even different countries, such as even Toronto, Canada. I think even they got Tough Mudder over in the United Kingdom. They got Philadelphia, May 2023. Got loads of sponsors for this. GoFundMe, Rain, Craft, Freshly, Yukon Jack, Active Network, etc. Gatorade. Let me see if they even show some of the different obstacles. I'm gonna click this real quick, and I can even, click maybe like photos and possibly results, but pretty much it's like you treading through mud and obstacles, getting pretty much real dirty and such, as a physical challenge and such. And this is a big thing, like pretty much people leaving there completely smothered with dirt. Okay, so you got Everest, you got this Muddlehorn, Arctic Enemy. I guess that's like a giant ice bath you can jump in. And you got the Block Ness Monster, which I know Loch Ness is from over there in Scotland and such. It's like a what they call a mythical beast. But I believe it does actually exist. But it says here, that's just my personal opinion. But it says they got this Loch Ness. To defeat this mythical monster, the Loch Ness monster, you will need an army. No solo soldier will be able to negotiate 30-foot long cubit that sits semi-submerged in a chest of deep water. Together with your teammates and fellow mutters, you will need to rock, roll, push, and haul yourselves over, rotate, and block. So, yeah, I can see how that goes. They're just going a rotational, and just going over it and over it and over it. Electroshock therapy, what? Pretty much getting you running through, lines of electricity, which would be crazy. Getting, and if you get hit, you getting stung, right? With these 10,000 volts of electricity, you got a mud mile, pretty much running through slop and mud, mountains, trenches, higher hills. So the gauntlet. So it just looked like a dirty physical challenge. Damn, Berlin walls. Funky monkey, climbing monkey bars through, over water and stuff. If you fall, I guess you get dirty, right? You're gonna be in the mud. Kiss some mud, crawling down in the mud and such. And ladder of hell, devil's beard, man, like cage crawl. This look kind of brutal. Don't panic, just breathe. Cage crawl, simple as that. There might be other way to test your mental toughness, but think of pulling yourself through a 60-inch watery trench under steel fence with just a wee bit. Basically, you only got a little bit inches to breathe. So it's like, imagine you, going backwards, swimming backwards or something or actually, I guess linking your hand on the fence, and then just going backwards. But then if you say, for example, going through that whole process, you're going to get that dirt in your nose and your eyes. I mean, it's going to be pretty much rough, hard to bear. You got these skid marked Widow's Peak, August Gloop. Yeah, so this looked like a hot mess. They got more different Pitfall, Lumberjack. They got all the Hello Carry, piggyback rides, running with somebody on your back or something like that. So, they got loads of different things to do, and to, of course, do this, of course, it costs money. At least you're a sponsor athlete or something like that for some, sort of, company or something like that, or brand. But, yeah, man, so, I just took it upon myself just to talk about it, because the op pretty much was like, yeah, man, it's like loads of, the Edomites that's, pretty much there. They pretty much getting, if not prepared for the event to, pretty much go down and such like that. I'm gonna get this folly. This precept. This is gonna be in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and 6. It says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place. Folly, which that's a bunch of folly and such. Most of those people that do that anyway, I mean, these are average at best people. You're gonna have some people that actually are maybe above average, but most of those people are just common people who, in time of Jacob trouble, they're gonna go through actual real hells, and it's gonna actually be what they can't actually defeat or cannot actually be victorious over. So it's like, he likes, and like pretty much like danger and living on life on the edge and doing certain things. But a lot of these E's, they be weak and such, too. So it's like a good thing. They'll pump themselves up. Oh well, I did Tough Mudder with my team, and we placed in this such and such place. All right. So folly sit and dignity, right? Is, much verily much esteemed. It's lifted up. In high regard. Oh, you did Tough Mudder, great. You just ran through all these mud and got dirty and stuff like that. Okay, but that's and it's proudly, right? And that's what's done, in the time of the bread and circus, which, hey, that's the time in which we're in. Obviously with the Romans ruling, Esau, Edom ruling. This is stuff that they get into. All right, if you have a people that go back to living was pushed out in the mountains and in a base state and such, land of Mount Seir and such, in their history, trekking through mud and all of that. That's just like a normal part of their heritage, Even though Jake and other heathen gonna do it too, but I'm going to read this Job chapter 30:1. It says, "But now they that are younger than I have me in derision, whose fathers I have disdained to set with the dogs of my flock, them that are lower than us, Esau, Edom." Okay, and you don't want, of course, us, of course, Job being an Israelite, of course, a son of power. Okay, and he said he wouldn't want to have even the dogs of his flock to be really about with them, because we do know they don't have the same customs as us. They wasn't given these customs, these laws, statutes, commandments, so there's nothing for them to commit lewd acts such as bestiality. It says, verse 2, "Yeah, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom old age was perished? For want and famine they were solitary, fleeting into the wilderness, and the former time desolate and waste." Okay, and they were. I'm gonna keep going. It says, "Who cut up mallows by the bushes, or your marshmallow, right? And juniper roots for their meat, and eating that out there. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief." Okay, and they were driven, by, of course, Israelites, to, be, of course, in places such as, the mountains, and going to the history, living in Petra, yeah, man, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in the caves of the earth, and in the rocks, and among the bushes they brayed, under nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools, yeah, children of base men, and they were viler than the earth, right? Viler than the earth, and ye love playing in some dirt and such like that. It's like nothing, loads of the time when I'm at my job working, they could get dog crap on themselves and stuff, and just kind of like laugh about it and such, they rub it on themselves more or something, or, hey, it's like I don't know, like me as a Jake, working and kind of like doing sort of like doing like landscaping and being out in the field in the plantation that should die in the world. Loads of the time when I do cut grass, I like to brush the grass off after I'm done doing it, or even in the midst, it can of course accumulate quick. They jumping in, and I don't want to get it all up in the truck and stuff like that. And yeah, they just walking all day. You got literally whatever debris that you just cut all over you and stuff, and it's just like, dude, it's like nasty and stuff, and they're not used to being they're not even a clean people. They're crooked, as the scriptures say. Let me see, crooked, straight. Let me get these two precepts. I think it's two. I think one is in Job. I didn't spell crooked. Yes, one. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and 13. Consider the work of the power, who can make that straight which he hath made crooked. And the Lord made, of course, crooked. You know, they can't get things right. They cast the Lord's words behind them. Okay? And laugh about it. Like, when you're dealing with people that, you know, don't even like to take showers and things of that nature. So, trekking in all sorts of muck and ook. Who never knows what's in there, too. You know, dudes getting cut up, blood all over them and stuff. You know. I'm not sure if they got a razor wire thing, but, you know, hey. This is E for you, so. You know, you got a loads of, like, especially even in time of the so-called pestilence outbreak, which it does exist as a pestilence, but, you know, E just used it to manipulate control, you know, mainly over the people, basically in a Numa or wicked plot, you know, into, you know, getting people to, you know, pretty much believe in his ways more, right? Preparing them for what is to come, which we know is the MOTB is coming. And Tough Mudder. I'm gonna try to like put in Tough Mudder real quick. Highlights or something like that. You know, I don't have a speedy computer, but you know, you can see like some of the different obstacles and you know, it's nothing. Chicks running about, you know, dudes running up vert ramps and such. And you see his mainly is not really, I mean, from the outward, you can see his. Hey, listen, y'all got this. It's y'all. Number one. Let's go, somebody! Like, you see who mainly is in there. It's mainly E. Alright, that's doing these things. You know, you can see here. Why they been afraid? I see you back to the wall, you stalling, you don't know where to decide. I'm hearing destiny calling, also. Ladder of hell, or ladder to hell, or something like that. The gauntlet. Pitfall. Well, you know. Oh, they got offended. Hold on, it's just a beginning. I push it up to the limit. We just be focused on some dirt, man. So, hey, I mean, I know Jake is competitive, but you know, hey, those are the times. This ain't our type of competition. You know, we might make up a course that does not make us, you know, get all like that. You know, trekking through all this mud and stuff. The dude to do this and thinking they ready for the army for war, but you know, the times of Jacob trouble, hey, it's gonna be a time so rough. It's gonna be like trekking through mud and stuff like that. So, but at least, you know, most of these people are gonna die if they're not, obviously, if they're not the elect. So it don't matter if you got all this strength and such. You know, wisdom is what prevails overall. So I just wanted to cover something through the spirit. You know, through the spirit. You know, I got this Murph going about. You know, I mean, when I was in the world, this was something I actually wanted to kind of do as a challenge, I think, with a couple other dudes, but it never came into fruition. It never came into fruition. But I mean, it's a base. It's pretty base. I mean, who wants to be dirty? And just imagine, hey, I got to get cleaned up somehow. But imagine all the ick and nose and boogers and people pesting themselves and maybe shiting themselves, doing this thing, you know. But all right, anyway, that's the lesson to the spirit. All praise to Yahweh Shem Shai. Double honor to Apostle Elder Great Millstone. Peace, salvation, like Shalom.